My heart raced as I desperately tried to escape from the clutches of the hooded man. My breath came in quick, shallow gasps, and my legs burned from the exertion. In a moment of panic, I burst into a nearby room seeking a hiding place. As I slammed the door shut behind me, I found myself surrounded by darkness. But in that darkness, a faint glimmer caught my eye. I reached out to the light and touched an old bookshelf, and to my surprise, it swung open, revealing a hidden passage leading deeper down into the building. Without a second thought, I rushed inside, praying that it would lead me to safety and away from the clutches of the dreaded hooded man. As my eyes adjusted to the dim light, I saw haunting images on the walls, photographs of missing people and newspaper clippings about their mysterious disappearances. Fear gripped me as I stumbled upon a hidden compartment beneath a floorboard, revealing a collection of personal belongings, watches, rings, and photographs. Among them, I found a worn-out diary belonging to one of the victims named Emily. As I read through Emily's diary, I learned about her tragic fate and the suffering she endured at the hands of the hooded man. To my astonishment, the diary seemed to have an ethereal presence. As I held it, I felt a warm and comforting aura enveloping me, as if Emily's spirit was trying to reach out from the beyond. That night, when darkness was at its deepest, a faint, ghostly figure of Emily appeared before me. She conveyed a silent message, urging me to stay strong and find a way to escape. Emily was not alone. The spirits of other victims began to manifest, whispering in the shadows, vowing to help me break free from the clutches of their tormentor. My will to survive intensified, fueled by the presence of the spirits that watched over me, and the pain that once threatened to consume me now empowered me, driving me forward to be sure that their evil deeds would not go unpunished. One of the apparitions that appeared with Emily pointed at the corner of the floor, and as I ripped it open, there was a layout of the building we were in. Seemed as if they were able to find this when they tried to escape. I studied the layout of the building, gathering information that could aid my escape. My mind raced with possibilities and dangers, but my determination to break free was unyielding, and I started to make my way out of this building, taking each step with caution, as if even the slightest sound could betray my presence. Every shadow seemed to hold a sinister secret, every creak of the floorboard an echo of my fear. But I couldn't let fear paralyze me. I had to keep moving forward. As I ventured deeper into the unknown, my senses heightened and my instincts sharpened. The hallway seemed to stretch endlessly, a labyrinth of uncertainty, but I refused to succumb to despair. I had to believe that somewhere in this maze of darkness, a way out awaited me. Little did I know that lurking within the shadows, a malevolent force was watching, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Suddenly, without warning, a figure materialized out of nowhere, emerging from the darkness with deadly intent. I could barely comprehend the chilling sight before me. A sinister grin etched across their face, eyes ablaze with madness. It was as if they were a specter, summoned from my worst nightmares. Time seemed to slow as their weapon whistled through the air, aimed squarely at me. Instinct took over and my body moved on its own accord. With a rush of adrenaline, I dodged their attack by mere inches, feeling the cold air brush against my skin as their weapon missed its mark. Fear and fury mingled within me, but I refused to succumb to panic. My heart pounded, but my mind was sharp, my senses heightened. The killer's surprise at missing their intended strike gave me a fleeting advantage. I didn't have time to contemplate their motives or the reasons behind their vicious attack. Survival became my sole focus. With renewed determination, I took off running, adrenaline fueling my escape. My senses were hyper-aware, the world around me a blur as I weaved through the labyrinthine alleyways, desperately seeking safety. Behind me, the hooded man's enraged footsteps echoed, and I could feel their malevolence closing in. But I wouldn't let them catch me so easily. My breaths came in ragged gasps, but I pushed myself further. The hooded man revealed that this is a sinister game of cat and mouse. He tormented me with eerie noises and stories of horrifying scenes of the past victims that sent shivers down my spine as he chased me, following with a shout of, "And you're next." But my determination only grew stronger as I unearthed the spirits' stories and felt their support in the most trying moments. As I used all my strength to run, whispers started emerging around me. It was the guide of the spirits, thankfully. I discovered a hidden passage that led to an underground chamber. I ventured forth, locking the door behind me. And in the darkness, I found a macabre collection of items, personal belongings of the hooded man's victims, stacked neatly like trophies. In this chamber of horrors, the spirits communicated with me more clearly, revealing their final moments and how they wished for me to escape. It became evident that the only way to end the hooded man's reign of terror was to break the curse that bound him to the building. As I pieced together the victims' stories, I learned that the hooded man had invoked dark rituals to gain power over the souls he had taken. The building itself had become a vessel for malevolence, feeding on the fear and sorrow of those who had suffered within its walls. With the spirit's guidance, I sought to undo the dark magic and release the souls trapped in the building. I gathered the victims' belongings, including Emily's diary, and arranged them in a sacred circle. Under the moon's glow, I recited incantations I had discovered in the diary, calling upon the spirits to break free from their torment. As I chanted, a powerful surge of energy swept through the asylum. The walls groaned, and the air became thick with a mixture of hope and dread. In the midst of this mystical upheaval, the door locks broke, and I faced the hooded man in a final chilling confrontation. Panic gripped me, and I tried to run to finish the incantations, but it was too late. The attacker's hands closed around my arm like a vice, and before I could react, a sharp blow struck my temple. Pain exploded in my head, and everything blurred into a haze of confusion. Dazed and disoriented, I felt myself being tied. But the spirits fought back against the hooded man's malevolence. I seized the opportunity to break free from my restraints and fought the killer with every ounce of strength I could muster. The power of the spirits surged through me, turning my fear into courage and my despair into strength. In the ultimate struggle between light and darkness, I emerged victorious. The spirits overwhelmed the hooded man, dragging him into the depths of the building, where he would be forever trapped in his own malevolent web. With the curse broken, the building crumbled, its evil essence dissipating into the night. The spirits, free from their torment, ascended to the afterlife, leaving behind a profound sense of peace and gratitude for the justice that was brought to night. As the first rays of dawn pierced through the decaying ruins, I emerged from the crumbling building, a survivor forever changed by my harrowing experience. I knew that the spirits' aid had been instrumental in my escape and vowed to honor their memories by living a life of purpose and compassion. News of the hooded man's demise spread throughout the town, and the community began to heal from the years of darkness. My ordeal became a cautionary tale, a reminder of the darkness that could lurk in even the most forsaken places. And so the building stood no more, a distant memory of horror and despair. In its place, the spirits found peace, and I found redemption, forever grateful for the spirits that guided me through the haunting in the abandoned building.